lecturing. In this video we will discuss about the electrical conductivity of the materials. So in which we are having the topics called quantum free electron theory and classical free electron theory. So this topic will come in the module 5th and one of the chapter. So next is, in order to understand the quantum free electron theory, first we shall look up what are metals. Metals are the kind of materials which are readily used for various different applications, mainly in the electrical conduction application. That means the transportation of the power from one place to another place through the grids. In order to use the various types of metals for designing the grids, we should look up what is the main criteria in the transportation of current or the transmission of current from one point to another point through the metals. So normally metals are having the electrons. Those electrons are responsible for the electrical conduction. The electrons act like a carriers for the transportation of electrical energy from one place to another place through the metals. So in the metals we have the atoms, various types of atoms. We have metal atoms, in which we have the one atoms. In this particular figure you can look up the atoms which are represented as a circle. Circles are the inside one will be called as nucleus, which is surrounded by the various orbits of electrons, in which the various orbits, the outermost orbit of an electrons, you can see that is overlap with another atoms. These are the atoms which are going to arrange in a fashion. So one atoms adjacent to the other atoms, the outermost shell of the electron which is going to overlap with the nearby atoms. Now the electrons which is available in the valence shell, that is responsible for the electrical conduction. The rest of the electrons will be remain in the same atoms. Those electrons will not having any kind of part of role in the electrical conduction. Only the electrons which are exist in the outermost shell, that is responsible for the transportation of electrical current. This electron can take the energy from energy, and it can move from one atom to another atom. So that valence electron is supposed to be orbiting around the nucleus first. Nucleus, you can see that this is the orbiting electron. That electron can easily move from one atom to another atom freely without any restrictions, because of the path of the valence shell which is going to be overlapped with the nearby atoms. Hence it can find the continuity. So without any disturbance, that can move from one atom to another because of continuity exists in the path. You can see that the moment of electron which is going to move anywhere. So the electrons initially was found in this particular atom, that it will move shifted to another atoms. Hence the valence electrons, it is not belongs to any one atoms. It is the property of whole metal. That means that valence electron will not identify it to belonging to any particular atom. It is the electron as a whole which is belonging to a whole metals. Similarly, another electrons which is exist in the another atoms, you can see that the electrons which is exist in the outermost shell, that also can find the continuity, and that can move from one atom to another atom without any restrictions. Because of the moment without any restrictions, that can having a permission to move from one atom to another atoms. Next is the existence of central part. This is the positive ion core, because once the electron which losed by the positive ion core, this particular region which acts like a positive because of loss of negative carriers. So initially the electron which found in this particular orbit, upon that moment it loses this atom which loses the electron, hence it becomes electrically becomes positive. So hence it will be act like a positive ion core. This is the type of moment of electron from one point to another point because of overlapping of the valence shell with the nearby nearby atoms valence shell. Hence, this type of characteristic property of electron, characteristic property of moment of electron, which is very much important for carrying the electric current from one place to another place. So, in order to understand this particular type of moment of electron, we need certain theory. So, based on that particular theory, we can discuss about how the variation of electrical current, because without any theory, we can't get much information about the properties of metals. So for that, the initial attempt was made by the Drude and Lorentz through his theory, and this theory is also called as classical free electron theory of metals. So Drude and Lorentz initially framed this particular theory. As per this theory, so what actually it has some certain sort of assumptions. As per this particular theory, the classical electron theory is based on Drude and Lorentz has given the theory called as classical electron theory, and is based on the concept of free electrons. I have already quoted the valence electrons are called as free electron because it is moved from one atom to another atom without any sort of disturbance. So hence those free electrons are responsible for the electrical conduction. It states that all the metal atom consists of loosely bound valence electron. Those loosely bound valence electrons are called as free electrons. Hence, these free electrons are moved inside the metals. So that can be moved from one atom to another atom inside the metal. Hence, they are called free electrons because the all the metals consist of loosely bound valence electrons. That loosely bound valence electrons are called as the free electrons. That free electrons can move from one atom to another atom without any restrictions. Because of that, they are called as free electrons. These free electrons are responsible for electrical conduction in metals. So these are the main carriers for electrical current from one point to another point through the metals. Therefore, these free electrons are known as conduction electron. Conduction means carrying of electric current one place to another place, because of it can move from one place to another place without any disturbance, because of the orbits of valence electrons which is overlapped with the nearby valence shell of another atoms, called as it can find the continuity. Because of the continuity exists in the path that can move from one place to another place or one atom to another atom inside the metal. The moment of free electrons, this is another assumption. The moment of free electrons is similar to the moment of gas molecules. You can see that the gas molecules movement will inside the vessel, how it will be moves randomly. The same type of movement it is taken by the free electrons. So hence the treatment of the free electrons in the classical electron theory is the moment of free electrons is similar to the moment of gas molecules inside the vessel. In the absence of electric field, the electron moves with some velocity called as random velocity. That velocity is known as thermal velocity. So without any field, electric field, that similarly the electron can move from one point to another point because it can find the continuity without any disturbance. Even in the absence of electric field, that free electron is moved from one atom to another atom, but it will not find any kind of direction. The direction will be given by electric field. Electric field can creates the gradient of the moment of free electron from one point to another point. Without the electric field, that electron continuously moving, but the direction is random direction. So that velocity of the free electrons in the absence of electric field, that velocity is known as thermal velocity. So the thermal velocity is the velocity with which the electron move in the absence of electric field. Only thermal agitation of positive antipode that will leads to move the electron from one point to another point. This thermal velocity is known as random velocity, or random that particular direction of electron is random direction. So next is, so the manifestation of resistance. How the resistance of metal which is arises in the metal, in the case of metals, the resistance of metals is purely based on the scattering of conduction electron by the positive ion core. That means each and every positive ion core act like a scattering centers. So because of the scattering of conduction electron by the positive ion core, the electron will not reach us to a particular place with particular time, hence it can find some sort of restrictions. Because of that restriction, so it loses some sort of energy. That particular loss of energy in that particular type of opposition is known as resistance. So when the electric field is applied, the net velocity of all electrons will be increased. This velocity is known as drift velocity. Upon the electric field, because of the scattering of conduction electron, it won't reach us to another place. Upon the application of electric field, the electron drifted to a particular direction. Hence the electron moves with certain sort of velocity, with which in the presence of electric field, that velocity is known as drift velocity. Drift velocity is known as the electron moves in the presence of electric field, is known as drift velocity. Next is, we can look up how the scattering of conduction electron. We can see that the red circles are representing the positive ion cores. Positive ion core means loss of valence electron by the valence shell of each atom will be act as a positive ion core. We can see that positive ion core, which is supposed to be vibrating with the mean position because of thermal excitation. So thermal agitation leads to vibration of positive ion core. You can see that the lines exist in the blue circle, blue lines with a blue dot. The blue dot are representing the electrons which has detached from the parent atom, and it can move from one atom to another atom. You can see in the absence of electric field, the electron moves like a random direction. This particular type of random direction movement is due to the scattering of conduction electron. We can see that this electron which is coming like this in this straight line, and it is scattered with this particular positive ion core and diverted to another direction. Similarly, another electron which is going to be enters, and this is scatters, and it will be scatters here, and this is the random direction. Likewise, all the electron which finds the restriction because of the scattering process, this type of restriction of electron by the scattering process will be results the some sort of disturbance. This certain sort of disturbance is known as resistance. It will be opposes the scattering of conduction electron, which is going to oppose us for the free movement of electrons. So this scattering process leads to arises in the resistance of metals. So next is how the various types of definition which are going to be framed based on this particular scattering of conduction electron. So even in the absence of electric field, that electron can be moved from one atom to another atom, but it will be random direction. Whenever the electric field is applied, the net velocity turns into the velocity called as drift velocity. So upon that, the application of electric field, the electron can find the direction, but it is not a straight line. It will be zigzag path, because of it can undergo a lot of collisions because of vibrating positive ion cores. Hence we can define mean free path. Mean free path is the term which is normally used to average the value of distance traveled by the electrons. Hence it is known as the average distance traveled by the conduction electron between the two successive collisions, called as mean free path. You can see that I will consider the electron here. I can consider the electron which is coming to this atom. It is a one collision, and this is second collision. So then it is a third collision. This is the fourth collision. So whatever the distance which is traveled, how many number of collisions which is going to take an average. So average distance traveled by the electron between the two successive collisions. This is the distance. This is the distance called as mean free path. And similarly, this is the distance called as mean free path. And this is the distance called as mean free path. This is the distance called as mean free path. When we take all the electrons and when we take all the average of the distance traveled by the electron, that will be leads to give the path called as mean free path. Next is the term, the symbol which is going to use to symbolize the mean free path is lambda. Lambda is the mean free path of conduction electron, and which is equals to tau. Tau means relaxation time into Vd. Vd is the drift velocity of conduction electron. So what is mean free path? Mean free path is the average distance traveled by the conduction electron between the two successive collisions is known as mean free path. Next is mean collision time. So the mean collision time is, already we discussed average time. It is the average time taken by the conduction electron between the two successive collisions with lattice site. So in the materials, so this is the mean collision time. So how much the distance which is traveled between the two successive collisions, it is a mean free path. How much time taken by the conduction electron to move from one atom to between the two successive collisions, that is called as mean collision time. Mean collision time tau is equals to lambda by Vd. Vd is the drift velocity. Here lambda term is going to be here it is shown as question mark, so actually it is mistake. So it is lambda by Vd. So tau is equals to lambda by Vd. Tau is the mean collision time. It is the average time taken by the conduction electron between the two successive collisions. Next is expression for electrical conductivity in the case of classical free electron theory. So what is the main assumption? So the main assumption is all the metals consists of loosely bound valence electron. That loosely bound valence electron is having a kind of property that is called, it can move freely from one atom to another atom, hence they are called as free electrons. Those free electrons are responsible for the electrical conduction, hence they are called as conduction electron. Those conduction electron act like a moment of gas molecules. They are going to treat as a gas molecules because the moment of the electron, it is something like the moment of gas molecules. Hence, so by using those assumptions, so Drude and Lorentz given the expression which is the expression for electrical conductivity of metals. So conductivity symbol is sigma. Sigma is the conductivity which is equals to Ne square tau by Me. N stands for the concentration of electrons of the metal. That means number of valence electrons are available, number of conduction electrons are available, called as concentration of electrons, and E will be the charge of electrons which is constant, and tau be the mean collision time, and Me be the mass of electron. So here the variables so here E and Me are constant for a given metal, are constant for all metals, but N and tau will be varies from metal to metal. So the concentration of electron in the copper is different from aluminium, which is different from gold, which is different from silver, which is different from platinum. So hence they are having the different conductivity, and similarly the tau value, the mean collision time, which is different for different metals. So what is the expression for electrical conductivity? In the case of classical free electron theory, that is sigma is equals to Ne square tau divided by Me. This will be the expression for electrical conductivity in the metals. So the remaining part of the discussion we will see in the next video.